Hello and welcome to this next edition of Lead, Learn and Grow. I'm Helen Clayton, the Managing Partner here at PM&M, and I'm delighted now to welcome Ian Liddle, Joint Managing Partner of Farleys Solicitors, now part of Lawfront. So welcome, Ian.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Good. So my first question is, you started out as a photocopying person in the office, and then you went to the best university in the world, Hull.
Yep.
How did you get there from there?
Okay, so I got to Hull University because the truth is actually nobody else would have me. So my A-level grades were kind of whatever, not great, but they were okay. They were enough. And so, my choices were limited.
Yeah.
So I ended up at Hull. And then when I left Hull, I started at Farleys before I went to Hull, actually. So as a fax lad, basically, it's a long story, very long story, but I'll just keep it very, very quick. I didn't really have anywhere to live when I finished school.
Okay.
And a girlfriend who I was seeing at the time, she lived in Blackburn. She said, until you make your mind up, why don't you come and live with us?
Cool.
Mum and Dad says you can come live with us. So that was great. And they were massive for me. And while I was here, I just wrote to a load of firms. Solicitors, got a job at Farleys, and fax and photocopying boy. And I'm still the best fax and photocopying boy they've ever had.
Never leaves you, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Cool. So you went from that fax and photocopying boy to Hull.
Yep.
Did you come straight back to Farleys?
I did, yeah. I was really lucky, actually. They looked after me while I was at... So I worked the whole time when I was at university.
Wow.
I mean, I was at university, but holidays I worked at Farleys.
Yeah.
So I just came straight back and straight into it.
So it's always been your home?
Yeah, Farleys have been, I think it was 1989, 36 years this year. 36 years at Farleys. So yeah, I'm pretty institutionalised.
Yeah. Have you ever thought, or do you ever think, I wonder what if you'd gone somewhere else?
Do you know, honestly, no. No. Farleys has just been my life, and literally my life.
Yeah.
And so, and I've been on an amazing journey, and I've worked with wonderful people and clients and staff, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
So now as joint managing partner, how does that role differ from that journey through with where you're very client focused and you're building a team? How does that leadership role differ now from what you learned coming through?
I don't think it really does. I don't think about it too deeply. I just try and keep it dead simple. I still do client work, a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I fit the managing stuff in and around it. But we've got ourselves to a position where we're of a size now where I've got a lot of really good people below me. So I'm only I might be kind of up there with Daniel, the joint managing partner. But I'm really relying on a team below me who are really much better than me, which is fantastic, and that's what you do, don't you, as a leader? Best thing you can do is, and I think it's been said by better people than me, but surround yourself with people who are better than you.
Absolutely.
And I can assure you I have.
Yeah, absolutely, me too. I think it's just a no-brainer, isn't it? And actually, I know for me, that gives me tons of satisfaction and pride in not what I'm doing, but what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, now it's funny because I'll sit in the office now and I see things, because I'm always keeping my eye on everything, because you never lose that kind of controlling attitude, because that's why we ended up in that role. That's why we wanted to be in that role. But I look around and I see things going on that I'm not involved in, and they're working really well, and they're doing it great. And then part of you goes, oh, they don't need me anymore. But then the other part of you goes, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't need to be involved in that, because actually they're much better at it.
Yeah. So how does that controlling part of us as leaders work with that hands off, they're brilliant at what they're doing?
Well, you see, my style of leadership has always been not to dominate, not to dictate. So my style of leadership, which is again not a conscious thought, just happens by accident, is just allow people to flourish. Yeah. And allow them to grow and give them the opportunity and say, go and make of it what you will. And with that, you've got to step back and allow them to have their moment and allow them some instances make mistakes, and I've made tons of them over the years. But they learn and they flourish, and you just give them a platform. That's all you're doing, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's where that pride kicks in, isn't it? When you see people grab it, own it, and make things happen.
I've always said to people over the years, the best thing that can happen for me at Farleys is if I get pushed out. but I mean, in a nice way, just you push me out, because actually, do you know what, Ian, we don't need you anymore, and actually maybe you're a bit old-fashioned, or maybe your views are a bit different now, and maybe it's time for you to move on and let the younger ones take the way. And I've gone through my whole career trying to encourage young people to come through to push me out, because I would, I'd walk away from that and think, job done.
Yeah,
result.
Massively.
Yeah, because your responsibility is each generation should try and make it a bit better. And I've done my bit, and really now it's the opportunity for the others to come on and smash it, and they're doing a great job.
So Lawfront.
Yep.
How does that fit into the picture of what you've just talked about there? Developing people, bringing people through, and at some point you're retiring into the proverbial sunset or wherever you're going to go.
So the whole kind of Lawfront thing was, we were never for sale or anything. We weren't actively looking for external investment or actively looking for a sale or anything along those lines. But they came and approached us, and we kind of liked what they had to say.
Okay.
And there are other bits and pieces, but in the main, we just liked what they had to say. They said, well, look, we want to come along and help you grow. We're not lawyers. We don't understand your business. We're accountants. We just want to leave you to it. Our whole ethos is, and our whole thought process, our plan is to invest in strong firms with strong leadership structure. And so we leave you to it. And Lawfront have been true to their word, to be fair.
Right, wow.
So they've been great. No, they've been great. And so they most of our staff would say they have no involvement. They don't know. I mean, apart from enhanced benefits, things like that, growth and drive, Lawfront have left us just get on with it.
Yeah.
So our culture is retained, our ethos is retained. They very much support that. And no, it has been good. And in terms of how does it help the younger ones, well, just the younger ones, I will deal with Lawfront on a daily, otherwise basis, and what they would just say, all I say is, look, you don't need to worry about things at Lawfront, because I've got this team in place, from the trainee to the next people in line to push me out. Yeah. And they're great, so you don't need to worry about anything.
In our world, in accountancy at the minute, for quite some time, there's been a lot of consolidation and external investment. And what we've seen is quite the opposite of that. So actually, that's really refreshing to hear that Lawfront have stuck to their word and are actually still empowering the strong leadership that's already in place. Because essentially, that's what they've invested in, isn't it? And the trust in that leadership. Have you ever come across a time in your career where that trust hasn't been there? Either people trusting in you or you trusting in others?
Do you know, I sound like it. It's not always all rosy and happy in the ground, but it's no, because just the whole way that we've tried to, how I was allowed. I was, as a young kid, even as a fax and photocopying boy, I thought I owned Farleys. I did, I've never lacked a little bit. I've never lacked self-confidence. Let's be true. So I thought, I own this place, and I can remember the partners would look at me and go, "Oh my God, he's back! He's going to do it. What's he want now?" And they would just encourage it, because they were happy, and you get different types of leaders, right? So you get those who fear challenge to their position, and then you get those who embrace it and say, "Do you know what? I like that challenge because this is great." I'm not so lacking in self-confidence that I can't embrace that. So throughout my time at Farleys, I've been totally supported, and I hope now that I give exactly the same to everybody else underneath me. So and Lawfront are giving us that as well, to be fair.
So Ian, outside of work, does that same self-confidence, drive, passion, is it there?
Am I any different outside of work? I'm probably a bit loud. Oh, well, I'm loud anyway, let's be true. No, I'm not massive. Yeah, I am, but I'm not driven in terms of I want to achieve anything. Yeah. I just, outside of work, I just like going out with a dog. I like drinking beer. I like watching football. I like going out with my wife. I like going out with friends. So no different. But I'm not. It's like I am ambitious.
Yeah.
I was ambitious. I am ambitious, whichever way. But not in a kind of, I have to do this in my career. I need to, I want to make loads of money. I want to do this. No, just because I look at Farleys and my job is to leave it better than I found it. And so that's my ambition, nothing more than that. And then again, like I say, I'll just potter off and then I'll sit and watch the next lot do it. Yeah. And better.
Yeah. No, my ambition's very similar.
Yeah.
Leave it in a better place than what you found it.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, then you must have done some good and help people to do some good and help the business be influenced for the better. And in this kind of world we live in, which is insane compared to when we were 16, 18, starting out and trying to find a career, whatever that was going to be. This world's insane in comparison. And who knows what it's going to be like in another 10, 20 years beyond when we're working. Yeah. How do you prepare people for that, do you think? Or is that just kind of, again, there's no specific plan around it? Because it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really hard. But like you say, I like what you said, I want to do good. I like to feel that I've done good.
Yeah.
And that's whether that be encouraging young kids to come through, encouraging kids, the big thing for me is younger people doing well and achieving. I love, I get a massive buzz out of watching them, turn up in a big fancy car because they started on day one with very little. Maybe they start as paralegal and then they come through and they get on that journey. And I just think, if I can have been a small part in that and I've given them a platform to go, then I think that's fantastic. The world is very, very different now, and part of the reason for the Lawfront investment was looking at it, the investment that's required now for AI, and I did a workshop the other day in our annual conference, and the AI thing is really mind-blowing to the point where actually I'm quite happy that I'm at the back end of my career than at the beginning, because I don't think I'd have the energy now for that new challenge, because that's a game changer.
Yeah.
But it's huge amounts of money that you need, huge amounts of money for investing in systems and whatever else. And with Lawfront's backing that, we are right up there now. Some of the stuff we saw last weekend at the conference is mind blowing.
So in 10 years' time, Farleys could look completely different.
It will look completely different. Yeah.
And how do you think it would look for a client sitting on the outside? Because I always wonder that. We try and think or put words into our clients' mouths in terms of, oh, they won't like that, or they will like that, or they're not that type of person. So it's hard to put clients in a box.
Yeah, I think you're very similar to me. When we were around our conference the other week, and I was just I was giving the address or whatever you call it, and I'll just do my MC bit, and I just said, looking around the room, how we've grown over, say, the last 12 months and added maybe 40 odd people in 12 months. That gives me immense pride. But what I said to them all was, look, but the biggest challenge we've got, every single one of you, is to make sure we maintain our culture, our ethos. And then I think I did say, I probably used the word, if any of you turns into a Billy Big Balls, including me, we have to speak to that person and let them know that's not what we're about. Yeah. We're very much a down-to-earth bunch. We don't get carried away with ourselves. We keep ourselves very grounded, and we just work hard, and we work hard for each other, and we work hard for our clients. And maintaining that culture and that moral standing is going to be hard, but 100% we have to do it.
Yeah. And therefore recruitment's massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because one person, a couple of people that don't quite, I don't like to use the word fit, because it's not about fit, but it's about what's inside them, their purpose, their values, their morals.
Yeah. And it is, no, but I think I wouldn't shy away from fit, because it is fit. Because we have a certain way, you have a certain culture that you want to engender in your staff. And if they're not going to fit that, then you've got a problem. Yeah. Because it only takes a small few to upset the apple cart for everybody else. So we worked hard. We're looking to acquire firms, and we've done that.
Yeah.
We're looking for more, But as much as kind of it's about good quality firms, it's about we want to see the people.
Yeah.
So have the conversation with the people, have the conversation with the staff. Are they people? Are they like us?
Yeah.
Because and that's not just necessarily about them fitting us, but we might not fit them. Because they might come into Farleys and go, do you know what, this lot, they're all nut jobs. And there's an element of truth in that. You know, they're a bit weird, you know, they just do what they want. And they do, we do. But that's what we are.
Yeah.
And our clients like that.
Yes.
And hopefully we can continue doing that.
Yeah, because people that want to work with you like that. If
Yeah.
they found that difficult to work with, they'd go somewhere else, wouldn't they?
Would. Yeah, you know, there are people who want the very corporate approach, which is not us.
No.
And we're happy to accept that's not us. So we're probably not the right home for you.
Yeah.
If you want somewhere where you can be given a platform to just go and do and be yourself, then maybe we are the right place for you.
Yeah, place and belonging is huge, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive, yeah. You know, I'm looking at all your things on here, that kind of culture and part and teamwork and it's important.
Gets you up out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, I love it. You know, I get excited by it. I really, I'm a weirdo, I know.
No,
But,
I don't think it's weird.
No, I do. I really like it.
Yeah, me too. So my last guest left you a question, and it's to kind of take you back in your life, but to also bring you forward. So what are we missing in society that you had as a young person that's not here today?
Oh, well, I mean, the flippant me would be just playing out in the street.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just playing out in the street, chalking the football pitch on the wall, that sort of stuff. That's what I would do. Yeah, but it's just different. Everything's too available now, isn't it? In terms of easy access to social media and all that kind of stuff.
It's instant, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it would be better if maybe you get more time to sit and talk. Don't text, don't WhatsApp, what were we talking, TikTok? Yeah. Beyond me. Just do more of the social interaction. Because when we interview young kids, I always say to them, what do you think we're looking for? Oh, you know, great. You know, want to do good, want to do this, want to be good with a lawyer and all this. I said, no, I just want people with great communication skills. That's what I want. I said, I'll take for granted, you know, the fact you sat here shows you've probably got the academics. Yeah. What I'm really looking for is, can I go and have a beer with you? Yeah. Can I have a chat? Will we get on? Yeah. And that's what sets people apart. So, yeah, maybe less social media, more face-to-face interaction. Yeah.
I really like that, actually. Could you
did you play football as a kid?
No, but we did play French cricket in the street, and then now.
Is that like a garden and out? If you knock it in a garden, you're out. That's like being caught.
Oh no, you just went and got it, didn't you?
No, that was it was a rule.
Okay.
In Sunderland, it was a rule. You know, you knock it in the garden, you're out. You've been caught.
Oh, not in Bury. No, you kept going.
Different rules in Bury.
Yeah, but the big thing is, where Mum and Dad lived, well, they still live there now. There's no way you could play out on the street, and that's a big shift, isn't it?
Yeah.
I sound really old now, don't I?
No, we just is the same. Car coming, everybody stand on the ball, you have to wait, let the car come through, and then you're back on again. Yeah, you're back on again.
No, good days, good days. Can you leave a question for my next guest, please?
Okay. I think one of the things about leadership is succession, having an eye on succession, and again, coming back to you've got to leave it in a better place than when you found it. Yeah. So I think what I would say is, do you have an eye on succession? And if so, have you identified who that person is yet?
Good question. Because I think it's easy to have an eye on succession, but have you really thought about who that next person is? Because I think it's almost a bit innate in you to think you're trying to find the next you. And does it have to be the next you?
No, it doesn't have to be the next me. No, God help them if it's another me.
I don't think it should be the next you, because actually,
it's got to be something different. Yeah, it's got to be different. It's got to be a new approach, you know. Because what is that? Because the next Ian is just another. Like, you get stale, don't you? Yeah. So no, I'd like someone to come in who's got a completely different attitude to growing it and working on it. So yeah, no, it doesn't have to be the next Ian. But do I? Yeah, I'm constantly looking within the business who I think could do it, who I think, and you know, and it's not a difficult job actually now, because we've got so many great people underneath who just take most of the burden. But it's who will people maybe look up to and listen to and maybe want to aspire to,
Yeah.
and who, you know, who will encourage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ian. I can see through your kind of passion and your determination about supporting the young people and everybody through Farleys, and that the Lawfront investment now has kind of catapulted that forward.
Yeah,
so I think, you know, great move. Congratulations.
Thank you very much,
And
Helen.
thank you very
Appreciate
much
it.
for rocking up today.
Well, thanks. I really enjoyed
Cheers.
it. Thank you. Love to speak to you.